So, talking of gear that is, I'm a little bit late to the party on, and of course the elephant in the room with the Strymon Big Sky MX is going to be, of course, this is an expensive piece of gear. To me, I'm still basically stuck in 2013, where I still think £400, frankly, is expensive for a reverb pedal. If you adjust 2013 dollars to 2024, this is actually basically increased with the rate of inflation. So there's a little way of making the Big Sky MX seem a little bit cheaper if you're trying to get the approval of a spouse.
This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses.
Reverbs, of course, sound great. The thing, it kind of looks and feels very much the same as the Big Sky to use, because you've still got like your 12 reverbs, right? And you've got your delay. They have updated the reverbs, but that's kind of really kind of hidden from the user in a lot of ways. One really cool thing for me, there's a preset called Silver Screen, which is using the cloud, and that actually they brought the ensemble part of the cloud burst, so that's now within your cloud algorithm. I think that's a really cool thing. On the back of it, you've got USB-C now, you've got an expression pedal, you've got MIDI in, MIDI out, left out, left in, right in. There's the Nixie 2 editor, if you can figure your head around that. And you can actually load in your own impulse, which is a new feature for this. So you could, you know, run impulses of this convolution reverb, right, where they're running impulses of other spaces and other plates and stuff like that. Whether you find that particularly useful, for me, the Strymon Big Sky, what I've always thought of it for really are the kind of cloud sounds, the choral sounds, the blooms, kind of the otherworldly reverbs have been what I appreciate about it. I'm probably missing out on a whole bunch there because I think it's pretty legendary for the other sounds as well. Now, what I really like about the Big Sky MX, and I'm not sure that tons of other people might have covered this, it's actually super easy to add a second reverb. So hopefully, moment of truth, I'll be able to show you how easy or not. Like that, right? So, if we press this button, we can turn reverb 2 on or off. So we can have it in parallel, series, or split left, right. So let's put it in series. Now, what we could do is then, we're editing 1 or 2, and you can press 1 or 2 like that to edit between the two. So we could have two different sounds, right? So for example, if I go down onto Magneto, now the other thing we could do is turn down or turn off. If we push this, see, we get down to the infinite mode. We could turn this freeze mode off and turn it on the delay. So it's now off on that one, but should be on here because it's diffusing. And then you can play over it like that. So that's really quite straightforward to implement. Although I can't do it very easily with just one hand. But that's kind of giving a good example of how easy it is to kind of set these bits and pieces up. I guess this is really competing now with the Empress reverb, right? Which essentially was able to run 2 reverbs at a time, and that was kind of a big deal. The Big Sky, of course, initially could only run 1, but that's one of the things about the Big Sky MX that I really like. Yeah, of course, you can check out other demos to get more, you know, nitty-gritty on the sounds. If you want to. I just wanted to show off the kind of side of the Big Sky that I really like. There is also a delay in here, right? Which is the Magneto, which is like a tape delay. So you could, I think, sensibly think of this as both a reverb and a delay pedal. So could you get through a gig with this delay and this reverb unit? I think it could probably do the role of both on a pedal board fairly comfortably, especially now that you can run both the delay and reverb. So that's a little bit of a point about the Big Sky that I think you could maybe miss this. So it can run 2 algorithms at a time, which is a serious upgrade from the Big Sky. And not only that, but if you can run those things simultaneously, then I think that Magneto is quite flexible. You could quite reasonably be running a delay and a reverb from your Big Sky at all times and figure out in your head, you know, how you're going to MIDI switch that or expression switch that. So I think there is some real value here. Let me know your opinion on the price. This was a loaner to me. I think it's a pretty good sounding unit. I really like the Strymon clouds and the chorale and some of those bits and pieces about it. To me, I'm not sure that I'd ever use that impulse loader, but I think there's some definite cool stuff about the Big Sky. Let me know your thoughts, as I say again, on that price. Would you ever spend this much money on a reverb? I think it takes the second place for the most expensive reverb ever at the moment. You know, reverb pedal for guitarists. Obviously, there's way more expensive reverb units out there. But the Chase Bliss CXM 1978, which has 3 algorithms, is about $100 more than this. So let me know your thoughts. How do they stack up? I think what I like about it is really easy to use, especially that infinite switch. So there's kind of some cool things about it, and I really like the tones. Would I buy one? I think, honestly, with you, I think for me, where I'm at, I feel like £699 is a little bit still too much. I'm still stuck in 2013. I don't think for me personally I'd be spending that much on a reverb pedal. Am I crazy? Am I missing out? Maybe. Let me know your thoughts. Cheers.